More than 24 hours have passed since Turkey and Syria were rocked by multiple earthquakes. More than 5,000 people have now died in both countries. The toll will be at least 8 times that number, says the WHO. It could touch 20,000. Now, there have been around 3,400 deaths in Turkey and 1,600 deaths in Syria. It's a race against time to rescue survivors from the rubble we are seeing on our screens. To make matters worse, the weather is far from ideal. Temperatures have dropped both in Syria and Turkey, and there were reports of snowfall in border areas as well. This adverse weather is making it very hard to carry out search and rescue efforts. More than 24,000 personnel are currently on the ground looking through the rubble. Many more are arriving from foreign countries. India too has sent 2 NDRF rescue teams along with trained dogs. Let me give you a quick recap of what has happened in the last 24 hours. The first earthquake struck Turkey's provincial capital of Gaziantep. It was a 7.8 magnitude quake. Buildings and houses came down like a pack of cards in the early hours of Monday. The sleeping residents really had no chance of escaping. The second quake hit hours later. It was a 7.5 magnitude tremor which hit around 10:30 GMT, which is 1:30 p.m. local time. It's important to note that this second tremor was not an aftershock. It was a separate earthquake which hit the same region. In fact, Turkey's president is calling this the worst earthquake to hit Turkey since 1939. Back then, more than 33,000 people had died. Turkey's interior minister is saying the army and disaster relief teams have been mobilized in the south. Listen in.
Sabah saat 04:17 civarında 7.4 büyüklüğünde bir deprem oldu. Kahramanmaraş, Pazarcık merkezli. Etkilenen vilayetler Kahramanmaraş, Hatay, Gaziantep, Osmaniye, Adıyaman, Malatya, Şanlıurfa, Adana, Diyarbakır ve Kilis.
Let us just tell you that the entire world has mobilized to help Turkey in this time of need. They're sending rescue personnel, sniffer dogs and aid material to help the people of Turkey. India too has sent assistance. 2 flights with NDRF personnel, medicines and doctors have taken off from the Hindon Air Base. One of those flights has already landed in Turkey's Adana. More than 100 personnel have been mobilized by the NDRF and the army. They are flying to Turkey with X-ray machines, ventilators, cardiac monitors, and oxygen generation plants. This medical team also includes orthopedic and general surgeons. On Monday, Prime Minister Modi had expressed solidarity with the people of Turkey. He said India's 1.4 billion people are with the victims of the earthquake. Turkey's ambassador to India has thanked the government with a special message. Listen in.
Evet, bina yıkılıyor şu anda. Bir bina daha yıkıldı. Evet, yan tarafında arama kurtarma ekipleri.
Karwal, who is Let me go straight across to Atul Karwal, who is the DG NDRF, who is joining us on the broadcast. Sir, thank you very much for your time here on Mirror Now. One team of the NDRF has already hit the ground running. What are they reporting to you right now of what they are seeing?
So this is a team comprising of 51 rescuers, including 5 lady rescuers, which you might like to know, with a small canine component. They landed at about 11 o'clock today morning, before 11. And after they unpacked and unloaded, they have been sent to a very, one of the badly affected areas, which is about 3 hours from the airport where they landed, Adana. So they are en route to report to that location and start their work.
Okay. So what will their work look like in the next 24 hours or so?
They they would, in all probability, be assigned to a collapse structure or several collapse structures. So they would have to initially assess and then start searching for live victims, for which they have various kind of technologies available to them, from electronic to a canine, to find out where the location of a live victim could be. And then once that is triangulated and located, then they start digging, cutting into the structure from wherever they need to reach that victim and pull them out to save a life.
Sir, India has also sent canines to Turkey. I believe they are specially trained to sniff out humans from under the rubble. Can you explain their role in the days to come in Turkey and in rescue missions like the one your team will be facing?
So they are trained from a young age, and that training takes about a year to complete. And there are several grades of training which starts from A, B, C, D, eventually the highest form. So these dogs have been trained to sniff out a live victim under the rubble and then point out where exactly we need to enter and dig in to reach that victim. So the dogs are a great help because they assist the other technologies which are available with us to zero in on which would be the most productive place to dig to save a life. We have through the wall radars as well, we have other equipment which senses the tiniest of noises, somebody scratching or a heartbeat. So all those things are pulled together to find out where should we enter first to save a life.
Okay, so there are reports of snow and rain in Turkey as we speak, plus no electricity in many parts of the region, which has been worse hit. What do you think right now will be the biggest challenge, not just for the NDRF who's gone there, but for other rescue teams on the ground as well?
The damage is extensive, as we saw. Therefore, everything initially would be in shortage, including the teams which are coming in. I'm sure Turkey is getting a lot of assistance from across the world. They would get organized in sending us to certain allocated areas, giving us specific tasks so that with the overall perspective they have, they would know where to use whom. With the onset of winter, working conditions would become a little more difficult, and my teams and all teams, I'm sure, are trained to work through the night in low light or no light conditions. So we carry our gensets, we are carrying our lights, we are carrying all kinds of winter clothing so that these things don't hamper our functioning. But these elements would certainly make it more complicated.
Okay, so all the very best to your team. They are going to have a very long night this evening, tonight, but one can, you know, one's heart really goes out to the people of Turkey in this terrible, terrible time. At least 5,000 people killed, and the numbers will increasingly go higher as people are pulled out of the rubble we are seeing on our screen. So thank you very much for your time here on Mirror Now. Thank you very much, and good night to all our viewers as well.